Computer Science Department, VLITS. So in this session, I'm going to discuss about Python programming language. So let us see the introduction. So in this unit 1, we have first introduction of Python and Python program development life cycle and input, output and keyboards and comments, variables of program and calculations, operators and type conversion, expression and data type expression. So next looping concepts, so and different object oriented skills introduction. So in this unit we have to discuss these concepts. Next let us go with the introduction. So what is a Python? A Python is a high level programming language. So why it is a high level programming language? So we have high level language and low level language. So in previous study we have seen the reference. So this is the high level programming language we have to develop. Next, this is the object oriented programming language. So we have to access anything, we must have object. So without object you can't do anything. Next, so we have plenty of modules are going to be inbuilt in the Python programming language. So this is the basic introduction of Python. This is the basic introduction of the Python. So like this, let us see the features. So first, features of Python. The first feature is readable. So it is a simple programming language, you can read easily. That means it is just like a simple English. So how can you, that means speak English, so you can write program like that. So that's why the program is going to be that much of the popularity. Next, easy to learn. It is very easy to learn Python, that means the syntax and the modules, everything is going to be very easy. Next, free and open source. So you don't need to pay anything to download the Python. You simply download from the internet. Next, GUI support. So it supports a good visual graphical user interface. So for the best output visualization. Next, exception handling. So we have, if you have any problem, that means if you have any errors, so you have to handle those exceptions. Next, large standard libraries. We have so many library functions going to be worked out in the Python. Those library functions are inbuilt in that. So next one, memory management. So Python also allows the memory management. So it has memory storage, retrieving of data, updations, everything you have to done with the Python. Next, cross-platform. It can work on any platform in the world. So if you copy one program from one computer to another computer, it works out simply. So these are the basic features of Python. Let us summarize. It is readable, easy to learn, free and open source, graphical user interface, exception handling, large standard library and memory management, finally cross-platform. Next, here the thing that what is the history of Python? Let us see. So Python is a language which is introduced in at the year of 1990s. So 90s it introduced by Netherlands scientist Guido van Rossum. So he is the person. So he is the person who introduced Python. He is the person who introduced Python. So he is a Netherlands scientist. So he worked in Google company and Dropbox also. So for that, so why the name Python came is that we have a circus called, so very famous circus related to Python, that means Monty Python Flying Circus. So this is the circus which is very famous in Netherlands. So this Guido van Rossum is favor to that circus. So because of that, he simply suggested that name. So Python. So this is the basic introduction how the name Python came. So like that. So the first version of the Python came in 1991. So this is the basic first version of Python. Now we are in Python 3.83 version. So from 1991 to till today, we have different versions, different updations, different progresses in Python programming language. So let us see. So where you can write the Python program. So we have three basic platforms to run the Python program. Let us see first one. First one is IDLE. So IDLE is nothing but integrated development. So integrated development and learning environment. So this is the first platform for at the student level. So to do small additions, subtractions and programs, IDLE is a platform very useful at student level. And next one is the Python Win. So Python Win is a platform. It is also one of the best platform. At this platform, you can do some research oriented works and implement some applications and all those things you can do with. So this is the suggestible for that. Next, Python Shell. So it is also used for the researchers. So and OS developers and all those are going to be work for Python Shell. So this is the basic picture we are going to represent. This is the basic for Python IDLE. Okay, so like this you have to implement. Next, applications of Python. So you can apply nowadays. Python is anywhere. So you can apply Python in different categories like system utilities, graphical user interface, memory management, retrieving of data, artificial intelligence, and data sciences, and image processing, everything. So, and cloud computing. So these are the basic applications of Python nowadays. So next one. So next important concept is REPL. So REPL is nothing but, what is REPL? First we have to see. So it is the interface between the user and the Python platform. So here we simply use REPL. So what is REPL? Let us see. First, R means read. So first you have to read the program. Next, evaluate. So whatever the program you are reading, so you have to evaluate that program and print the output for that program, and loop. So for the development you have to perform loops. So REPL is the language shell, the Python interactive shell you also call it as. So we are very specify that read, evaluate and print loop. So this is REPL. Next, program development life cycle. What is program development life cycle? So before going to see that, so for every program, before going to start a program, so now we are going to start Python program. Not only the Python program, if you want to write any kind of the program, you must follow a life cycle. So the first step, so why you have to follow life cycle? So that means if you want to construct any building or if you want to construct anything, first you should have some route map before going to start the construction. Like that, for program development also you have some suggestible steps. Let us see. So first one, design the program. So before going to implement the program, first you have to design. So what you exactly want, what is your input and what is your output, you have to first design. So next, after design, whatever exactly you design, you have to write the code for that particular design. If design is good, then only your code is good. Okay, so before going to write the program, before going to write the code, you must be design in good way. Okay, so this is the best thing. Next one, so whenever you write the code, it allows some corrections. So if you write a code, must be some syntax errors, some different types of problems you may get. So you must correct the errors. After error correction, test the program. So you just test the program in outside world. So if you develop a program, so you have to run the program in outside world after checking the error correction only. So when you introduce your code to the outside world, you must get some errors again. So at outside world they may get some problems. So again you have to correct those problems by designing again. So again you need to change your design. So this is a program development life cycle. It is a continuous process to develop the program. So let us see program development life cycle. Program development life cycle, step 1 is design the program. Here you are going to get what are the requirements needed, what are the inputs you are going to give, what is the expected output you want. So you have to design, you have to get all the ingredients before going to write the code. So here in this write up the code, here you are going to choose what is the database you want, what is the platform you want, so what are the connectivities you are going to write. You have to write the code. So here it is very clear that you are going to implement what language you are going to choose, what is the database you are going to represent, everything you are going to handle, and correct the syntax error. If you go with the particular language, so if you go with the particular language, you have to correct the syntax errors. Next, test the program, and finally correct the logical errors, and again implement your design. So this is the program development life cycle. So for any programming language. Next. So if you are going to write a program, you need to specify comments for that code. So for example, I write 10 lines of code. What those 10 lines of code going to be represented? What is the purpose of, what is the output of those 10 lines of code? So that's why the comment lines are going to be needed for that. So for every programming language, they used to give one symbol for that comment lines. Here in Python also, you used to represent two different types of comment lines. First one, single level, single line comments are going to, single line comments Here, single line comments are going to be represented with hash symbol. So let us see. Let us see this symbol. This symbol is used for so hash symbol. Here it is used for single line comments. So let us see with small example. For example, I am writing a code. A equals to 10. B equals to 20. Here C equals to A plus B. So here this is a code. What is the purpose of comment lines here? So let us observe. Here I am using this comment symbol. So I just mention these above lines what says. These above lines, let us observe, C equals to A plus B. That means it performs addition. So in comment lines, you simply write like this, addition. That means these comment lines are not executable. They are not execute. So they simply says what the above code is. What the above code is. So this is the purpose of comment. So observe, this is a single line comments. Okay. Next, multi-line comments. So if the comment lines are multiple lines, so hash symbol is not work out. Hash symbol is only for single line comment. For that means for multiple line comments you must use double quote symbol. Okay. So this is the symbol used for multiple lines. So let us observe. So let us take this statement. This is a multiple line comment. So I use double quote symbol here to represent the double line. So for example, my code having multiple lines. If I have multiple lines, so you use this symbol at the starting and also at the ending. So here I have 3 lines. That's why I use this symbol. Here hash doesn't work out. So this is the multi-line comment. Next, variable. So what is a variable? So we are seeing comments, how to write a comment statement for your code. So this is the basic thing in a programming language. So what is a variable? So variable is nothing but a reserved memory location in your memory management. So let us see what is a variable. Okay, for example, every system have some memory unit. Every system have a memory unit. So this memory unit, we all know memory unit is for storing some data. This memory unit is to store some data. So I write a simple program. I will write simple program. So I just refer that program using memory unit. Let us see. So previously we read program A equals to 10, B equals to 20, C equals to A plus B. Let us observe this program. A contains value 10. A is a variable, contains value 10. So that means some storage of value is going to be done here. It stores some value. Where it stores it, so must and should memory unit is required. Must and should memory unit is going to be required. So if I declare A equals to 10 in my program, some memory is going to be allocated. Some memory is going to be allocated for A. It assigns the name of this memory is A. Here this 10 is going to be stored. This is a program. This is the hardware version of this program. Okay. So and again my second statement is B equals to 20. Again it going to be take some memory and in that B it stores value 20. It stores value 20. Again in a third statement C equals to A plus B. Again it creates one more memory. The name of that is C. What it stores? Addition of A and B. What is addition of A and B? 10 plus 20. It is 30. This 30 is going to be stored in this memory location. So I said in my code A equals to 10, B equals to 20, C equals to A plus B. Okay. For A memory is going to be allocated which contains value 10 and in B Some memory is also again allocated. It contains 20, and for C also memory allocated. It contains A plus B. What is A and what is B? So we already know what is A and what is B. It stores 30 simply. Okay. So that's why a Python variable is a reserved memory location. Reserved memory location. Yes, this is a memory location reserved for that variable. So this is the basic definition of the Python. So how to declare a variable? You simply no need to write any data type. So let's see. So let us see. So variable is not only a integer. So not every time a equals 10, a equals 20, not a numeric. Variable may be a string or character or anything. Okay. So that's why you need to declare the data type. But in Python, it doesn't need. So it will take the data type at the time of interpretation. Okay. No. So I said previously a equals to 10, b equals to high. I read the statements. So here, what is the data type of A? A is an integer. It is very clear. And what is B? B is a string or character or anything. So here you are going to mention the data types in the previous programming language, what you learn, C, CPP, everything. So data types must be needed. So what is the syntax at there? Int. You just mention the data type. But in Python, it doesn't need. You simply write A equals to 10, B equals to 20, C equals to high. So D equals to something like that. Okay. So at the declaration of the variables, it is going to be very clear that no need to mention any data type. Okay. So redeclare a variable. For example, so redeclaration means what? So for example, I declare a variable A equals to 10 here. I write some statement print A is. So I just print what is A. So we will see the syntax of print in next future classes. So just see what is how to print. Okay, here A equals to 10 and A equals to, now I am declaring 20. So I said that this is a variable which must belongs to memory unit. In a previous session we are seen. Okay, so let us see the memory unit again. Again A equals to 10. So A of 10. Then here A equals to 20, again you declare. So again A equals to 20, it doesn't happen. Already A is assigned with some value, it has some memory. So that name is allocated for some memory. So again I declare A equals to 20 in the same program. But it doesn't allocate memory like this. So it's simply what happened is that so here it simply update the value with 20. Okay, so this is the variable. And concatenation. For example, A equals to A plus B. For example, B I am taking 5. So I just use this addition operation. So for example, if it is a string, you need to perform the concatenation. Concatenation, so if you use plus symbol, the both data types should be equal. So global and local variables. This concept is going to be explained at the time of functions. So in the next sessions we are going to see functions. So at that case we are going to explain local and global variables. Now delete variable. I declare a equals to 10. Memory is allocated. The 10 is stored here. If I write statement del a, this memory is going to be removed in the memory unit. So this is the deletion. So what is how to declare a variable? We are seeing redeclaration also seen, and concatenation seen, and local and global variables we will see, and deleting a variables. So this is the basics of variable. So how to declare a variable? So we are already seeing a equals to 10, print a. So next redeclaration. So f equals to 0. Again I allocate f for something. So I declare first time and I declare for second time. We are seeing. So next concatenating. Here a is string and b is 99 concatenated. Okay. Next. So this is the same program, concatenation. So I again changed it into the string. So global and local variables we will see in the next sessions. So for this you need a concept called functions. So after completion of functions only you can understand this concept. Okay. So and reading input from a keyboard. So to read input from a keyboard you have a keyword called input. Input is a keyword which is going to be read input from the outside world. Okay. So here we have input keyword. So input keyword is going to be used for that purpose. Okay. So for example, previously you simply write a equals to 10. So always a is not a 10. Okay. You can change. So based on the situation it's maybe vary 20, 30 or anything. Okay. So that's why this value, if this value is not a fixed one, so that's why you are going to write a equals to int of input of enter a. What I said, a is not always 10. Memory is going to be allocated in a memory unit. This memory unit doesn't always contain a 10. It may vary. So I want to take input from the outside world. So that's why I have a syntax called input. Here I use input. Input means you are going to take a input from the outside world. I ask enter a. What is a? So that a data type is int. You must mention int here. Okay. So you are giving a input int. So input is a method. In that I am writing some statement. What it output? If I run this statement, it asks enter a. If I write 20, what happened? This 20 is going to be stored in this memory location. Previously what happened? If I write a statement a equals to 20, a always contains 20 only. You don't have an option to change it. We don't have an option to change it. Okay, so here you have to give your own value to a. Okay, that is the difference for this. So this is the input you are going to give. So you have to write a string. For string also you have to write. Okay. So these are the concepts in this session. So next concepts are going to be explained in the next topics. So here in this session I am going to summarize the. So here we have first discussed the introduction and history of Python, features of Python and variables, and this input functions. Thank you.